Welcome back, everyone, to the College Football 25 Teambuilder Dynasty with the Houma Bobcats. It's year 2, and we have just started conference play last episode. And just like last year, we began conference play 0-2. We have yet to win a game in the Sun Belt Conference, and we're coming off back-to-back blowout L's against the Monarchs of Old Dominion and the Thundering Herd of Marshall. We have allowed over 70 points in our last 2 games combined. We've only scored 33 in total in those 2 games. And once again, we're going to look for our first conference victory against a team that completely destroyed us last year, again in Sun Belt Conference play. We lost 44-20 against Troy last year. They had 2, I believe, back-to-back punt returns for touchdowns. And the defense did not play well in that game. They have not played well in any game this year so far. So we have a couple of more changes in mind for our defense because something's got to give here soon. Either the offense has to go off for a big game or the defense has to go off for their best game since last season. We're going to try out 2 new playbooks in this episode here against Troy. We're going to start with the Georgia offensive playbook and stick with the pro-style offense. And then on defense, we're going to switch to a 3-4 multiple defense. This way, our linebackers that have been dropping back in coverage can be on the defensive line and hopefully give us a better pass rush than we've had this year. Because so far, we have not created much pressure on quarterbacks, especially after the first quarter. For some reason, we get a couple of sacks in the first couple of drives, and then after that, things go downhill. That usually leads to a deficit by halftime. So we got to fix that. But one last thing that we have not really talked about so far is the fact that on the ground, our run game has not really been impressive. 3.8 per carry for Isaiah Jacobs, and 5 touchdowns, about 73 yards per game. He does break plenty of tackles, but he just does not have the pop on the ground. He has only 84 speed, so he's not going to break any huge runs out of as long as so far as 25 yards. But behind him, you've got Keontae Tyson, who will step into the starting role this year. He's averaged 5 yards per carry here in his senior season, and he's going to be our go-to starter moving forward until Jacobs either outplays him or Tyson gets hurt. And that receiver, Chuck Montgomery, has really not been involved since those first 2 weeks where he had back-to-back 100-yard games. That got him to, I want to say 250-ish through the first 2 weeks, but now he's only at 380 over the last 4 games. If the offense is going to get back into their rhythm and sort of put up, 20 points a game or higher, then Chuck Montgomery has to get more involved. He made big plays in weeks 1 and 2. If we want to start to put up points, he's got to be way more involved in the passing game. So hopefully this playbook will get him going as our number 2 wideout. For Troy and Goose Crowder, the offense has been a completely different story. He's thrown 23 touchdowns as opposed to Joshua Wood's 12. He's thrown less interceptions than our quarterbacks. Over 300 yards per game, a fantastic rating. On the ground, they've averaged over 4.5 per carry. Both their running backs, or I guess Damian Taylor and Crowder both have been running the ball very well through their first 8 games. They come in at 4-4 this week, and they have a very dynamic offense. It's going to be hard for our defense to stop, but hopefully this play will just give us a better look. And if we can hold a team to 30 points, that is what I'm shooting for after how these first 6 games have gone. On defense, they have a pretty solid pass rush. 3 different players, over 4 sacks so far on the year, with their highest being Jamal Williams, who destroyed us in our game last season. And we are officially underway at Larry Blakeney Fields. Bobcats start with the ball. Montgomery brings it out from the end zone out to around the 16 or so yard line. That's 1st and 10 for Joshua Wood. A big test right here against a pretty solid defense, at least in terms of Sun Belt Conference football. 2nd and 5. Here's Tyson trying to bounce it back outside, but he's wrapped up for a loss of 2 as Malachi Haig goes down for the Trojans. It's 3rd and 7, and that will move the sticks. Miles Springer with that reception. We'll keep it through the air, setting up a screen. Tyson sheds a tackle and gains 6. A play later, it's 3rd and 7 once again. One more screen for another first down. It's Keontae Tyson. He's been effective both on the ground and through the air when he's gotten his chances, as Wood is intercepted on the opening drive. I don't know how much longer we can last watching Joshua Wood throw interceptions. Devin Lafayette cuts off the pass intended for Chuck Montgomery, and Troy takes over at their own 40-yard line. Here's a handoff to Damian Taylor, but the defense is ready for it. That's Devin Frazier, the true freshman safety, on that tackle. And a hold is going to lead them to 1st and 20. A play later, it's 2nd down. And Taylor will move the sticks on a 24-yard gain. Technically his first carry here in this one. Trying to bounce it back outside on 1st down. He's wrapped up by Collins. It's a loss of 1. Out into the flats. This is going to be another 1st down for Troy. 2nd and 12. Taylor wrapped up in the backfield. Once again, Devin Frazier all over it. 3rd and long. Crowder time to throw. It's Devontae Ross inside the 5-yard line. The Trojans set up shop at the 4. Crowder's pass caught on 3rd and goal for a touchdown. So the pick from Wood leads to a touchdown for Higgins and the Trojans. It's 7-0 Troy. Here's Montgomery on the touch pass, breaking one tackle and picking up about 14 yards. Wood keeps it himself and finds Montgomery again. It's a 5-yard gain. Got to get him more involved, as I said earlier in the episode. He's a key part of this offense and getting down the field. Here's Gunderson turning upfield, breaking a tackle. He's across the 40. We go to the 2nd quarter. It comes to a 3rd and 9. The pass is caught by Tanner Millam at the 15-yard line. And a few plays later, goal to go, touchdown for Montgomery. And Houma has tied things up. We don't start getting blown out yet, at least here in this game. In our last 2 games, we got blown out in the 1st quarter and change. Not so much here in this one. Taylor gets the handoff. That sets up 3rd and 7. Crowder has time. He zips it down the field. It's caught! This is Uriah Benson breaking a tackle and taking it 85 yards to the house. Just when you thought we were back in this game, the defense gives up a huge touchdown play, which they're always due for at least once in a Sun Belt Conference game. We go to the 2nd half. Troy now leading at 17-7. Crowder keeps it on the read option, and the ball comes out, and Frazier scoops it up. What a game so far for the true freshman safety. Just his 2nd or 3rd start all season long, and he's made a couple of big plays. That was jarred loose, by the way, by Sidney Porter, the transfer portal free safety. This pass goes incomplete for Millam. It's 3rd and long. Wood facing pressure, delivers it to the end zone. It's another touchdown for Chuck Montgomery. And now both teams have scored off of turnovers. And both those turnovers came on the first drive of either half. Houma back in the game. It's 14-17. Definitely our best performance through one half and a couple of minutes. Pretty much since like week 1 or 2 against Arkansas. Here's Taylor cutting it back the other way, though. He's across the 35. First down, 5-man rush, and pressure gets home. The pocket collapses for Goose Crowder. The sack for Bubba Van Claiborne. They hand it off, and Taylor once again finds a huge second and long conversion. But Crowder's going backwards again. Drop for a loss by Taj Coles. Third down, all day to throw. Crowder finds his man wide open for another huge passing touchdown. This time he links up with Devontae Ross. Nobody even close to him down the field. And Porter gets there too late. Trojans back up by 10. And Wood throws a pick on the very next play from scrimmage. That is not how you draw it up. Zeke Robinson just cuts off the pass. And Wood has now thrown 2 very costly INTs in a much-needed win here against Troy. Crowder, 3 touchdowns, over 250 passing yards to this point. As they're tackled inside the 1, goal to go. Crowder nearly takes a sack from Quinzavius Warren, but the defense does hold. They're trying to keep us in this game, but can the offense get things going? 2.5 to play here in the third quarter. We'll hand it off. Here's Tyson. Wrapped up quickly. On second down, Wood pump fakes and takes another sack. That's the third one for the Trojans here in this game. That one, not so much his fault as much as the offensive line, but he's dropped for a loss on the very next play. And that was just simply an unblocked defender. They brought pressure. It works out. On 4th and 23, we punt the ball away, but Troy instead roughs our kicker. And that will give us an automatic first down and a 15-yard gain. From the 38, Tyson never had a chance. We lose 4. Screen set up for Tyson. He gets it outside the numbers and is hit down after a 7-yard gain. And now it's the fourth quarter. 11 minutes to go in regulation. Woods pass incomplete for Miles Springer. And this time we do end up punting the ball away. Here's Taylor on the carry, picking up 9.5. He's approaching 100 yards as Crowder keeps it on the read option again. And this time does not lose the ball. Here's Ross. Bad angle by Laney. Huge gain. Up inside the 10-yard line, down to at the 5. Over 300 yards now through the air for Goose Crowder. And the pistol, it's Taylor taking it all the way, untouched for a Trojans touchdown. We made it a 3-point game. We tied the game earlier in this ball game, and now we are trailing by 19 points. Woods' pass on third down is intercepted for a third time. That would have at least made the game look relatively respectable in terms of score. Instead, we lose 14-33. We have not taken good care of the ball in any week, essentially since week number 1. Even against FCS Southeast, we threw a couple of picks. When is this going to change? I'm not sure it will. That will make it 3 straight losses by 18 points or more. The defense just gives up way too many big plays, it seems. And with these turnovers by our quarterback, it's going to be tough to even put up 20 or 21 points. Crowder in this game, 20 for 22. 336, 3 touchdowns. We had no answer for their air attack, and neither for their ground game. 5.5 a K for Damian Taylor. Things are just getting worse game by game for this defense. Devontae Ross goes off for a $150 through the air and 1 touchdown, while Zariah Beeson's lone reception was that 85-yard touchdown. I don't think we have the personnel this year to change this defense in a positive way. I think it's going to be another year or two before we actually can compete on a game-by-game basis with these defenders. We have plenty of them leaving our team between now and next year, but with a game like this and every other game so far this year, it's clear that with these players, I don't think we can really turn things around in one season. I thought Keontae Tyson actually ran the ball fairly well with how little holes he had to run through, because the offensive line literally just never gave him a chance. Apparently, DeMarcus Perkins had 11 pancakes. I don't believe that for a second. Where were they? I did not see those at all. If he got pancaked 11 times, I would believe that, but to get 11 in one game, I'm just not buying that. There is at least some good news for the future here in Houma. Gem 3-star wideout Juan Mallory has committed to us out of Mississippi. Hopefully he can give us some big plays either next year or the year after. He might be a redshirt freshman. We'll see about him. In recruiting, it's time for us to beef up the secondary once again and start to hard sell on a couple of players, including 3-star Quentin Brodeen here, a man-to-man archetype. He's in his top 3 right now. We are also in there. But we are number 3 on his boards. We're going to try and sell him on our school and hopefully convince him to commit to us and bring in pretty much a brand new secondary class. Tulsa has surpassed us for the number 1 spot for right guard Sammy Boger, who I'm a big fan of. We're going to add on some more hours for him and contact friends and family and just try and revamp this offensive line, and hopefully within 2 years, guys like Phoenix, Kane, and Boger can all be starting level worthy for us. That will take us into a rematch against the 2-5, 0-3 conference play Louisiana Monroe Warhawks and General Booty, their redshirt senior quarterback. This game is a rematch of Season 1's Game of the Year. They have returned a lot of players just as we have from a previous season. We lost that game 41-42 on a failed 2-point conversion to avoid an overtime period. And that was when DePaul was our starting quarterback. If our quarterback, Joshua Wood, throws one more pick in this game, I am going to bench him once again, and this time for good. He has thrown 10 INTs through 7 games. He is not giving us the best chance to win any game since really our first game of the entire season. I don't count the win against FCS Southeast. So if we're going to win this game, he needs to take care of the football and play smart. And this very well might be our best chance to win a Sun Belt Conference game this year. Both teams are 2-5. Both teams are 0-3 in the Sun Belt here in this second season. And both teams come in at a 76 overall across the board. These two teams are evenly matched on paper and by record. But the first pass of the day, the first play from scrimmage, is a pick 6 for the Warhawks. Just an incomprehensible start to this game. A horrible throw by Wood, and that will do it for him. He is done for the rest of the year. He is benched. In comes David DePaul as potentially our starter the rest of the season. We start from the 19-yard line on our next drive, trailing by 7. Not how you want to start any game ever, especially against a team as bad as UL Monroe. There's Javian Foreman, though, picking up some good yardage for a first down. Tyson cutting inside and picking up 9 yards on his first carry. He'll get it once again. He sheds a tackle and picks up a first down. DePaul over the middle, complete to Springer for an 8-yard gain. And now Tyson gets the handoff, makes a move, and takes it all the way inside the 20. Houma driving on DePaul's first drive. Trying to extend the play, dumps it off for LJ Young Jr. A flag does come in the middle of the play, and it comes against the defense. They roughed DePaul after he threw the pass. That will give us a first down at their 10-yard line, essentially first and goal. DePaul keeps it and slings it towards the end zone. It is the third touchdown in 2 weeks for Chuck Montgomery. Here in the Friday Night Lights in Louisiana against essentially a state rival. The game is tied, just like against the Troy Trojans. First and 10, going nowhere is the running back. It's 3rd and 3, and he will run for a first down this time to keep the drive going for the Warhawks. Booty hands it off, but Quinzavious Warren makes the tackle for loss. They keep it on the ground again. Not a whole lot there. That sets up 3rd and 7. Booty, time to throw. It's caught across the 50 for a first down. And now it's intercepted. It's Noah Collins cutting off the curl route. And the defense makes a huge play on their first drive of the ballgame. Houma takes over at the 42. Foreman picks up 5 through the air. We fake the handoff to Tyson. Now we look his way on the pass. He breaks a tackle and picks up first down yardage. He's off to a good start. DePaul, a clean pocket, slings it down the field, caught by Springer in traffic. A flag comes in, but it's pass interference against the defense, and Houma will decline the penalty. Top of the second quarter. Goal to go for the Bobcats. DePaul will keep it himself on the read option, and he's got some space. An untouched rushing touchdown for the field general backup quarterback. Was not expecting a rushing touchdown from DePaul of all QBs, but he takes it in, and Houma has their first lead in I don't know how many weeks, but it's been forever. It's 3rd and 8 for the Warhawks. Booty under pressure and sacked by Taj Coles and Jordan Underwood. The defense off to a scoreless quarter and change. But after Houma goes 3 and out, they take over again from their 26-yard line. It's 3rd and 2. Booty pumps and slings it down the field right to Noah Collins for a second INT of the first half. The defense is having their best first half performance in the entire season, frankly put. 5 to play. DePaul taken down in the backfield for the second Warhawks sack. It's a loss of 6. Brings up 2nd down and long. Tyson the motion man. Pressure coming. It's picked up, and a short throw sets up 3rd and 12. DePaul, pocket collapsing, somehow finds Tyson, who finds some room for a first down out of nowhere. DePaul completes to Javian Foreman. It's 3rd and short. Jacobs comes in as the tailback, but fails to get a single yard. And Houma has to punt on 4th and inches from the 33-yard line. I can't believe we did not go for it on 4th down. Like, that is the spot to do it in no man's land. Instead, we go to the second half, leading 14-7. Gain of 4 on the ground. Booty creates some time for himself and delivers it to Nai Davis for a first down. Pressure coming, right back to Davis across the 35-yard line, tackled at the 30. The Warhawks are driving on their first possession, but Taj Coles meets him in the backfield for a loss of 2. 3rd and 9. The pass is broken up by Dakota Mills. And the Warhawks get their first points on offense on this third quarter drive, but it's only 3 points allowed. Defense off to a fantastic start. 2nd and 10. pass going backwards for Tyson. He loses 4, and on third down, it's intercepted for a second time. Returned up to the 20-yard line, and we are in trouble. That makes it 1 pick for Wood, 1 pick for DePaul. Booty, time to throw. It's caught in the back of the end zone. A cross-field throw. And just like that, Louisiana Monroe jumps in front for the second time here in this game. That's their first offensive touchdown, and Houma trails by 3, 14-17. Tyson with the carry. He picks up a good gain of around 12 or so yards. DePaul taken down in the backfield. Couldn't get the pass off in time. It's a loss of 12. 3rd and 22 comes up. DePaul never gets rid of it. It comes to a 4th and 39. You just gotta get rid of the ball. Our quarterbacks don't do it, but quarterbacks like Goose Crowder and General Booty do throw the ball away. A flag comes in on the next Warhawks possession, and it's going to be a hold on the offense. 3rd and 18, screen setting up, but Laney is all over it. He's dropped for no gain. The defense playing a fantastic game of football here. Their best of the season. DePaul throws it away, but still takes a hit. And that is going to be roughing the passer on the defense. That will give us an automatic first down. Here's Tyson picking up 5. It's 3rd and short. We'll give it right back to him on the ground. He drags a defender up to the 50-yard line. The drive continues. We'll keep it on the ground. Tyson breaks a tackle up the numbers and dragged down inside the 20. But a late flag comes in. And it's going to be a block in the back on Javian Foreman. So take off 10 yards from that run. It's still a first down. DePaul intercepted again. It's going to be another pick 6 for the Warhawks defense. Both quarterbacks have given touchdowns away to UL Monroe. We go to the 4th quarter, under 5 to play. We trail 27-14. Tyson finds some space. He's all the way inside the 1 and dragged down inches short of the goal line. That gives him 122 yards on 20 attempts. On the very next play, good protection, touchdown, Tanner Millam. Do you see what happens when the pocket does not collapse within 3 seconds and when our quarterbacks don't make horrible reads? We actually drive down the field for once. It's 21-27. Our defense has to get a stop to give us a chance to win. They've only allowed 12 points to this point. Out of the warning at 2nd down and 7. They'll hand it off, but the defense is ready for it. We burn a timeout. It comes to a 3rd down. They hand it off again, and once again, the run is absolutely stuffed. The run defense was fantastic in this game for Houma. Just shy of our 20-yard line. 1st and 10. DePaul picked again. No idea what he was thinking. It's returned up to the 6. And that's the ball game. That is the ball game. Third and goal, touchdown, Warhawks, and just simply an incomprehensible performance by the offense in this game. 1 drive later, it's picked for a 4th time off of DePaul, our 5th total in the ball game, and that cements the loss. 21-33. We cannot move forward with either of these players as our quarterback the rest of the year. 5 interceptions thrown. It's just a mind-boggling spot that we find ourselves in. This has to be the most soul-crushing loss of the entire season. I don't think anything can trump that. Our defense puts together their best game since the first year, holding them to 19 points, 7 of which came off that second to last INT with just under 2 minutes to go. So really, it's 12 points allowed by our defense, but the Warhawks end up scoring 33 in total. 2 pick sixes, 1 by each quarterback. 1 that led to an immediate touchdown to end the game. 5 interceptions. Last game, we had 3. We are not going to win another game. We held their running back to 3.4 per carry. As I said, definitely our best performance on defense since the inaugural season. And it's all for nothing. Just an incomprehensible performance by the Bobcats. This is the worst of them all. 21 for 36 is DePaul. Wood's first pass, the first play from scrimmage, was a pick 6. Keontae Tyson gave us our best day on the ground in over 365 days. We cannot win a game unless we bring in a brand new quarterback. Is it time for Jason Gallimore, the true freshman, to play out the rest of our season? I think that has to be an option for us going forward. I know we lost 10 straight games last year to close our year after starting 2-0, but I think this season takes the cake for the season from hell. This is the nightmare season. We have 4 games left, which means that if we play Gallimore, he can still be a redshirt freshman next year if he starts our last 4 games. We've seen all 3 quarterbacks take some snaps. I did not include the clips from a few weeks ago when I gave our 3rd stringer playing time. But at this point, I think we have to see what Gallimore can do. We can also give Xavier Jarvis some playing time, but he's not very good. I want to see what Gallimore can give us as a scrambling quarterback with 77 speed. He's the lowest overall amongst all our quarterbacks, but we cannot move forward with Joshua Wood or David DePaul any further. We just can't. So Gallimore will come in. I will make sure to actually give him that red shirt. The game will automatically apply the red shirts for us at the end of the year regardless, but I will give it to him just to be safe, I guess. But I thought DePaul could be the savior of our season, given how he played last year when we took out Tyler Olsen, but nope. I think that game against the Blazers back in week 1 was just false hope. He put up like 41, 42 points. That's never going to happen again with either of these quarterbacks on this team. We'll make Jarvis the 2nd string quarterback behind Gallimore, but we got to see what he can do. I have not really dived deep into Gallimore's profile, but he does have the star depth trait, which means that he has the 2nd highest depth trait in the game, and I think it's the highest on our entire team. And these are his skill caps. I don't really focus on these too much, but he's already reached his skill cap for quickness, so don't expect much higher speed beyond 77, despite him being a scrambler. But the IQ definitely can be towards the max. The accuracies definitely have a long way to go, but can definitely get up there. Same goes for elusiveness and power. So Playing time, I think, will be pretty big for him, especially if we can get some skill points to unlock some of these physical abilities that he has. He still has a bit of ways to go to unlock most of them, but if he gets some playing time and gets XP and plays well while doing so, then he will probably be our #1 guy next year. And honestly, I can't wait for that because we have thrown 17 touchdowns to 17 interceptions this year between our two quarterbacks. It's just, this year's over, and I don't want to spend too much longer going through it. I doubt you guys want to see us lose games like this every episode either, so I'm going to spend probably just 2 more episodes going through the rest of this year. We'll finally reach our second off season. We get into week 10, and we do get Isaiah Power committed to our school. We're looking for 2 quarterback commits this year. He is the first of 2. There's one more guy that I talked about last episode that I really want to get. We also finally get Keelan Byard, who was getting offers from Missouri. So we get 2 big pickups right there. And the other quarterback was, of course, Steven Breda, who looks like he will probably commit to us here in a week or 2. That's the guy that I am really excited for in a couple of seasons, but we're going to lose coach prestige this year if we cannot win a couple more games. You don't even gain coach prestige for meeting your coach goals. So if we can't even get to 4 wins again, then we're going to go down to like F or like D- coach prestige, which will leave a lot of players at risk for transfer and will make it a lot harder to bring in players in the transfer portal. We lose out on Quentin Broding to Louisiana Tech, but we already have 2 big corner commits. I'm still targeting Paul Nix here, who is probably going to choose us here in a couple of weeks as well. But again, at quarterback, Steven Breda, I think, is my favorite. Going to go ahead and remove Dragusevic from our board. I'll remove these guys as well because I do want to get Breda. He's probably a week or 2 away from signing that scholarship. But Breda is really, really good. Give it a couple years, he'll be our starter. No doubt about it. He's got 94 throw power, 87 speed, already more throw power, more speed, better accuracies than Jason Gallimore does. So if we can get him, he will be an immediate game-changing prospect. And now it's time for us to go ahead and hard sell him just to make this commitment that much easier to get for him. And for this one, we'll do the TV time one to match those motivations, and we'll fill up the rest of those hours with the contact friends and family action. At running back, I'm trying to find guys who are quick and guys who are very elusive, because those kinds of players have diced us up game after game. But the best guy here is Vincent Tandy at 91 speed, so I do think we're probably going to have to once again bring in a transfer portal tailback instead of bringing in a starter right out of high school. At tight end, we're going after Reggie Reese alongside Jason Dial. So we're going to try and boost up our stuff here because Wake Forest is currently trying to steal this guy out from under us. So we're going to go ahead and send the house for Reese. We do have to bring in 2 new tight ends, which will hopefully be good for us because we need some more weapons on this offense. Obviously, I think part of why our quarterbacks are holding onto the ball too long is because guys probably aren't getting open. So if we can bring in better weapons, they won't really make a big impact next year, most likely if they're high school recruits. But if we can get guys in the transfer portal and as recruits, then we can be hopefully better offensively every year moving forward. Unfortunately, Sammy Boger is very close to committing to Tulsa, so we're going to have to bow out here. I think they're too close to earning that commitment, so we're just going to go ahead and remove him from our board and target somebody else because we still have to get a total. Well, I guess we already have 2 commits at guard, which is what we were looking for in the first place. We don't have to get another guard, but it would be nice to have multiple 3-star players that could play for us. Tackle, though, is still definitely a need for us. And because of that, I do want to go after Gideon Cheek and Emmanuel Onijogu, who are both tackles with us in the top 2 interests. We'll offer scholarships. We're going to have to really spend some hours next week and the following week to get up towards where Missouri is for Onujogu, but we'll definitely offer these 2 guys scholarships. And lastly, we'll beef up the hours here in terms of actions for Demetrius Countess, because South Miss and South Alabama are both trying to jump us in his rankings. That will essentially leave us with 21 out of 35 scholarships offered, and we have 22 seniors leaving, plus probably some players in the portal, so I think we're on track to get guys that we need at spots that we need, so I think we're on track to meet our goals of bringing in those team needs. But now we got to face the Texas State Bobcats, who I think they were another team that just completely killed us last year. So we have them next episode, probably going to get blown out like always, and then after that we'll face the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles the week after that. So no shortage here of tough games these last couple weeks. And we are now 0-4 in conference play this year, 0-14 in total. But ultimately, I think it's very clear that playbooks have not been the problem for us so far. I think the ground game with Jacobs has not been very effective, but with Tyson it definitely has. So I think that's been one problem. The offensive line has been bad both in pass protection and in run blocking. And third, the quarterback play has frankly been a complete letdown from how week 1 went. That was just false hope, a complete veil on the rest of our season, and it gave us, a false idea of what to expect going forward. And hopefully, despite these low ratings, Jason Gallimore can be the guy to at least get us 1 or 2 more wins to close our year, but I'm not going to expect much. I'm going in completely open-minded for how he's going to finish this second season. So we'll see him debut next time. I'll see you guys there. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, and have a great day.